Mellow greetings, Tubians, RononTyr here, and let's fanfic Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Spring 17, Year 1, Tuesday, sunny. Got interrupted during breakfast by a knock on the door. Mayor Thomas, does he ever take off that hat? I mean, seriously, does his wife have to make accommodations? Does he have a giant pillow? He was here to invite me to the annual Spring Derby tomorrow. Rayan is too small to enter this year. I'd need to wait till he's big enough to be ridden, so no representative from Highland Farm. Just kind of upsetting. But, let's go see what it's all about before we actually try and enter. I was thinking about it while I did my chores. The potatoes were up. I'm not making that mistake again. But the derby might be a way to make a decent profit if I can ride the odds right. I've never actually tried gambling on horse races before. This could be a disaster, or it could be our savior in disguise. And that money's going to be needed. I mean, really. I finally got down and met Gotts. He's a bear of a man, but he seems really nice. Upgrading the house? Finally getting a kitchen? Is going to cost me 3,000 Gs. I'll also need to provide materials. 150 lumber, 50 material stone. So upgrading my tools just got a lot more vital as well, and that's going to bring in its own costs. Where am I going to find the energy to gather all of this? I mean, I can barely make it through watering my crops without needing to stop and have a nap under the nearest tree. But sticks and stones aren't going to be enough. I need to be able to break up those bigger stumps and those huge rocks that are all over the field, and I can't do that with my current tools. All they do is bounce off and make weird clanging sounds. I need the supplies. So I need the upgrades. So I need more energy. I wonder if the doc could have something. I also met Officer Harris while I was there. He's the local lawman. He seems a bit disconnected. Might be the impacts of an easy beat, I guess. After I met those lovely lads, I went and made my offerings. I nodded at Jennifer and Karen as I passed, and soaked in the hot spring for a while. It does seem restorative, but it's also not the most practical method. I need to come up with a better way around this. Maybe better tools will be easier to use? I just don't know. I came back home and I started breaking up every rock and twig I could get my hands on. My arms are so tired. It's fairly clear to me that the average tool was not designed by anyone who has ever had to wear a bra. Just for the record, they don't mix well. Still quite a bit short of what I need, but it was nice to stockpile a little bit more. The derby is going to be a risk. I mean, a massive risk. I could lose everything if I do it wrong. But it's becoming clearer and clearer that I'm going to need that influx of cash, and right now I can't manage enough crops to do it just by my own work. I'd prefer to do it that way, just sell off a bunch of stuff I've grown, get the name of Highland Farm out there into the organic produce markets in the city, and maybe be able to raise some of the prices. I could talk to Zach about it, but that's not going to help me in the short term. In the short term is where I need the funds, and I can't live much longer without a kitchen. It's leftovers and forage just isn't giving me enough energy, and food is a really good way to re-energize halfway through the day, and I'm doing this on one meal a day and a soak in the hot springs. I've got to do something. Is it worth the risk? It's meant to be sunny again tomorrow. Good night, Journal. Spring 18, Year 1, Wednesday. Sunny. All right, Journal. We did it. We took the risk. We took the risk. Oh, wow. Wait, let me catch my breath. Taking a moment. We're all good here. I spent half the night tossing and turning, so I got up with one heck of a headache. I raced through my chores so I could make it to the derby on time. It was so amazing. And I was surprised by the turnout. There were so many people there. I was also really surprised by how many of them I knew. I stopped and said hi to everybody that I could. I'll own I avoided any unfamiliar faces. Still not 100% with this whole social people thingness that the country seems to do. I kind of miss that aspect of the city where we just all deliberately looked at nothing without ever seeing one another. You could be in a crowd of 1,000 people and feel perfectly alone. But anyway, I'm proud of me. I took the time to be sociable. I made the effort. Everyone I spoke to was so excited, and they all had different perspectives on what the really important part of the derby was. So there were people there who were there because the horses are beautiful, people who were there because they always win their bets, people who were watching representatives of their own farms. It was just such an amazing energy. It was fantastic. And I'll admit, the excitement was a little bit infectious, and I may have gone just a touch overboard with the betting. I did hedge my bets as much as I could. I wanted to make sure that every race was seeing me a bit of a profit, a few medals in my pocket, as it were. But I kind of really wish that life came with a rewind button. You know, if I could have run into the races, checked them all out, see who would win, and then rewind back to the point where I ran into the races so I could bet on the right horses every time. But this modern day, I guess that sort of thing doesn't really apply. Oh well. Of the 3 races I've been on, I scored 156 medals. I don't know if that's good or not. It feels like it was good. It cost me almost every gold I had, but I still... Is that a positive outcome with this? Should I have gone for more? Could I have gone for more? I wonder if there's a way to... But 156 medals. At the end of the day, after the 3 races, I went and spoke to Mayor Thomas and I traded them out for a bunch of brooches. I figured brooches are fairly cheap medal-wise. I should be able to flip them for a decent profit. Make back some of what I lost today. I'm gonna own I'm a little bit broke. Probably shouldn't have gone at it so hard, but it was so worth it. And Anne was there, and she was cheering, and oh God, I could have lost everything. What was I thinking? These brooches better turn the profit I'm hoping for. I also picked up some ore that I'd never heard of. It's like adamantine, adamantite, adamant ore. Sounded fancy, might come in handy in the future, so I'll keep it on shelf for now, and you never know where this kind of thing is going to come in useful. Got home, shipped off the brooches. This better work. And if these brooches don't turn me a profit, I am turniped 6 ways from Sunday. It's... Oh, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? I think I'm really still a bit shaky from the excitement of it all. It must be some kind of adrenaline surge. And I can understand now why people find this to be a bit of a problem, for lack of a better term. It's such a rush to put the money down and cheer for the horse and watch it win. And technically, I didn't lose on any of my bets because I bet on everything to make sure that I wouldn't, but I can see how that'd be make and break. I don't think this is something I'm going to be able to handle doing very often, Journal. Whew, just need to take a. I wonder if Ryan will be grown up enough to enter next year. And if we could win, can I? Would Mayor Thomas let me bet on myself? And that feels inappropriate somehow. Maybe I could talk to Ran or someone else I know, maybe Saibara, and get them to place a bet on me for me. That also feels like it's breaking some kind of rule, though. I wonder what our odds would be. And we've never raced before, so we'd probably have fairly low odds, right? Which would mean that we could make a heck of it. I need to stop thinking like this. Okay, we're good, we're breathing, we're fine. I did make my offerings after the event, and that was nice. There was some flowers and things. The usual sort of stuff. Oh dear goddess, I just saw the time. It is so late, Journal. I've got to get to bed or tomorrow is just gonna murder me. Yes. Yes, I need to sleep. I'm sleeping. Now, Journal. It's gonna be sunny again tomorrow. Good night. Maybe if